Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shannon. I'm a full-time reseller, which means I resell things I find at thrift stores, flea markets, yard sales, wherever I can find them, on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, and a little bit on Etsy and Depop. So I'm a full-time reseller. I'm doing a what sold video for you guys today. So I want to preface this video by saying a few things. So there was a point in time when I wanted to do one of these once a week. Through doing more YouTube videos and through just watching more reselling YouTube videos in general, I have decided to just do them when I feel like it. There's a few reasons for that. So the other day I was watching another reseller's YouTube video, and it was another what sold, and she was talking about how she made like $700 in one weekend on Depop. And okay, I found myself like really badly comparing myself and feeling pretty badly about myself. I know that wasn't the intent of her video, and this is nothing against her. She worked damn hard for those sales. Like, that's amazing for her that she did that. And I know how hard she worked for every penny. It's nothing against that. It's just that I had to really take a step back and check myself and be like, listen, you don't know her circumstances. Everyone's life is different. Everyone's goals are different. Possible they've been doing this for longer than you. You know, most people, it's human nature to share your best moments on social media, your best profit of the week. You're not going to go on YouTube and share a really crappy sales week. I mean, you might. Some resellers do, you know, they are open about that. I know often in my vlogs, if you watch those, I talk stream of consciousness. I just say if I'm having a bad sales week or whatever. The point is that I don't want to put out too many of these videos talking about how much I make, because I don't want to make anyone feel badly or anything like that. And I'm not even making like a ton of money. I'm making what I consider to be a decent amount of money for myself. But my point is that I really had to check myself and say, like, listen, this specific person I'm talking about also lives in an apartment by herself, in a pretty expensive city from what I know. So there's just like so many different circumstances and things that go into play there with what her goals are versus mine. Yes, it would be amazing to make $700 in one week. And I even commented on it saying like, that's like more than my profit goal for my entire week right there, right? But I know also one day I might get there. And it's another thing is that, you know, these YouTubers that you see that are reselling and they're really successful and they work really hard for every sale as well, but you're also not seeing them in the very beginning of their journey. You're seeing them when they've already kind of reached that success that you might be aiming for. You're already seeing that. You're not seeing, if you could see them at the very beginning when they had first started, I think your thoughts would be a lot different. For me, I'm in my first year of reselling. My first year was June 4th actually, and I started this YouTube channel for that exact reason, because I wanted to show people the very start to the middle to the end, whatever that may be. I wanted to show you guys like the honest part of it. Like, this is how much money you might make in the beginning, you know, and then you could like watch my later videos and say like, oh, she's doing better, you know, she's improving. Give yourself grace. You're working hard. Your goals are different. You know, that's actually another reason I censor a lot of things from myself. There's certain videos on YouTube that I won't even watch anymore, like the clickbait videos that will say like I made $4,000 in a week. Like, there's just no reason for me personally to want to watch those, because I know that it might just make me feel in a negative way. So I just prefer to kind of stick to like certain YouTube resellers that I like to watch. And to be honest, recently I like to watch a lot more lifestyle content than reselling content. But so I'm coming on here to say that I'm going to share with you how much I made last week, and it was a better week for me. But to give you some perspective, most of the time when I'm sharing weeks that are better for me, it's because I made more sales. So I have more sales to talk about and more items to show you that might be helpful for you guys to give you an idea of what might sell. Secondly, there was a second part to that and I totally forgot what it was. My point being that I can show you right now, give you some examples. In May was an okay month for me. I didn't hit my profit goal for the month, but I did okay. And I did have, I think, a few, maybe 2 weeks where I made under $400 net profit. I mean, that's like, I was like about to hit it, but I didn't. And then I had some weeks that were over 500. So like it does range. And I've learned for me personally to be okay with that, because as long as if you also think about it as like a 2-week paycheck, right? In a normal job, if you're making a 2-week paycheck and you're making that certain goal amount that you're making within 2 weeks, even if 1 week was more than the other and the other week was like this, they even out, you're good. So I'm coming on here to say that last week I made a net profit of $567.87, which is a pretty good week for me. That's a pretty good week for me, to be honest. And that's not why I'm coming on here to share it. I'm not coming on here to boast and say I made this much money. A week where I had more sales and more things to talk about. So enough rambling for today. So I can tell you what sold on Poshmark. And of course I didn't do my research beforehand, so I didn't figure out the gross amount. But like I said, $567.87 was my net profit. So hopefully I'll go back and figure out the gross and put it somewhere on the screen for you guys. But I had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 Poshmark sales. And one of those was a bundle of 5 items. And actually another one was a bundle of 3 items. So that can give you some perspective there. And then I had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eBay sales. I had 4 Mercari sales, and I actually did have 1 Depop sale. So another way to give you some perspective here is many of these sales, and I'll tell you which ones, from Poshmark were the result of me sending so many offers to likers over the weekend. I do this every weekend. I will try to send offers on most of my closet. I have over 700 active listings, so it takes me a long time. And I don't always have patience to get through the whole thing. And I don't even think I can ever physically get through the whole thing as one person. But I do my best. And usually when Poshmark tells you like you've sent as many offers as you can in that amount of time, or they tell you it must be 30% lower, I just lower the price instead of sending an offer. So on May 27th, I sold this bundle of 5 items. I'm going to be looking at the computer here to show you guys what sold. But in that bundle were 4 dresses and 1 shirt. One of the dresses was the poetry dress that I got for my sister in my sister's Thread Up Rejects, which I'll try to link that video if I can figure that out. There was a Rockin' Republic dress. It was like an ombre, really cool dress. Nanette Lepore dress that I've literally had forever. I've probably had this since I started reselling last year full time, so probably about a year. And an express dress. As well as a Talbot's Pure Silk Paisley tank top. What's interesting about this is that the poetry dress was my sister's, so that was free, but we're splitting commission. And then the express dress and the Rockin' Republic were both free Facebook Marketplace donations from quarantine. So that they didn't sit long either. So that was interesting because they were free. And they sold pretty quickly. So I made $56 after fees on that bundle. On the 27th, I sold this Lauren Conrad skirt. It was like a scalloped bottom. It was really cute, and it was a suede skirt. And I made $12 after fees on that sale. On the 28th, I sold this Elliot Luca. It was like a denim bag. I think I wrote early 2000s in there in the title because it reminded me of that. I only made $505 after fees, but the person left me a really nice review, and I did have it sitting for a while. On the 29th, I sold these Merrell hiking shoes. They were like a Mary Jane green hiking shoe, and these also sat for a really long time. I'm not really sure if all Merrells are treated equally. I know Merrell's do sell really well, and they're very expensive retail. But certain ones just seem to sit forever for me. So I made $12.80 on those shoes after fees. On the 30th, I sold these Levi's Denizen shorts. I made $4.93 on that sale. Unfortunately, I had to cancel that because when I went to ship it, there was like, it wasn't even a stain. It was a flaw that I missed, but it was like a very tiny, it almost looked like someone had put like nail polish, like remover, and it's kind of stained. But it was like I don't know how to explain it, but it wouldn't come out. So I had to, unfortunately, cancel that sale. On the 31st, I sold these Lee vintage mom jeans. I made $20 after fees. These had so many likes, and I just kept sending offer after offer. And I think most of the sales that I'm going to tell you from now forward are the result of sending offer to likers. On the 31st, I sold this Alviero, I forget the brand name, but I'll insert it here. It was a map bag, and it had the world map on it. It was really cool. Apparently these are worth a lot of money, and it sat for a really long time. I featured it in a thrift haul probably like a year ago or somewhere around then, and it finally sold from sending offer, and I made $16 after fees. On the 31st, I sold these Trip New York City patchwork shorts. They were cool because they were like two-tone, like different tones of denim, and I made $8.93 on those shorts. On the 31st, I sold this Dave Matthews Band t-shirt. It was a summer band t-shirt, like it said their tour of summer, I forget the year, but I made $6.93 after fees. And on the 31st, I sold this bundle of 3 items. Let me check what items I sold because I don't have that in front of me. Tommy Hilfiger vintage 90s black and white sweater, a Disney Grumpy t-shirt that said, I may not always be right, but I'm never wrong. And then a Disney Parks Minnie Mouse cup that actually was returned to me on eBay because the person said it was more scratched than in the photos. But in the photos, I had clearly stated that there were marks and such. eBay buyers are definitely a different kind of buyer sometimes. So anyway, that was returned to me. And then they sold in this bundle, and I made $17.60 after fees. On the 31st, I sold these boho beach pants. They were really cute. The person left me a really nice review. They said they were even prettier in person and that they loved them, so that made me happy. I made $6.93 on those pants after fees. On the 31st, I sold these Levi's men's sandals. This guy actually sent me an offer, and I countered it, which I don't normally do. I think his offer was like $5, and I countered it like 10 or 15. He never responded, and then I was going through doing my normal weekly offers on my whole closet, and I sent an offer, and he sent me another offer for his original amount of, I think it was actually $7 or something, and then after fees, I made $5.05. First, I sold this Nike Golf polo. It was a purple striped polo, and I made $6.93 on that shirt. People are golfing now, so maybe if you have stuff like that, try to list it. I sold this International Concepts men's plaid jacket. This was actually Frankie's, so I got it for free. He wasn't wearing it anymore, so I sold it. This was the result of offers to likers as well, and I made $9.88 on that sale. On the 31st, I sold this pair of, the brand is called Rhythm, and it has a period at the end. Now, I had heard that this was a good brand to look out for, but I picked up these pants and they sat for like a long time, so I don't know that I would try it again. But I did make $3.93 after fees on that sale. On the 31st, I sold this really cool vintage t-shirt. It said Lone Wolf on it, and I felt like I could totally relate to that because I am 100% a loner and an introvert. So if this hadn't sold, I would have kept it, but I made $3.93 on that sale. And if you're watching this, my fellow lone wolf, I feel you and I see you, and thank you for buying my shirt. These vintage mud shoes, these actually got a lot of interest on Etsy, but the thing about Etsy is, I guess it's kind of like Poshmark in the way that like favoriting an item is like liking it for later, and then people more often than not just favorite things and then don't buy them, but it had a lot of favorites. So I probably could have like waited out for the right buyer and gotten more, but I like to send things away quickly. So I made $17.88 on those shoes. Just a side note on that, anytime I see like chunky Skechers or mud shoes, I've actually sold a chunky pair of mud boots recently. I always pick them up because they always sell for me. Anything that looks like super 90s, like those chunky shoes, definitely keep an eye out for. On the 31st, I sold this Bowden dress, and I made $6.93 on this dress. This is actually a girl's like 16 or extra large, and I wrote in the description that it also fits a women's small because I'm a small and it fit me. And I don't know if they were buying it for their kid or for themselves, but I did get a positive review, so that's good. On the 31st, I also sold this bundle of 5 items. Our windbreaker jacket, which I've had forever. This was a men's t-shirt that had a bear on it and a red Solo cup, and I wrote in the description a camping t-shirt because I thought that would be perfect for camping. This Disney vintage Goofy plush toy, a vintage 90s Martina McBride Evolution t-shirt, which is really cool, and a Disney vintage mini Mickey Mouse purple t-shirt, which was also super cute. And after fees, I made $28 on that sale. Okay, I had to take a break to get some water because I was talking more than I usually do. So, we're moving on to eBay sales now. So let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8 sales. I think I already said that. But my first sale of the week was the 25th of May. So these next 2 sales were from the same buyer. She reached out to me asking if I could combine shipping, and I said, of course. And the first one was this pair of Victoria's Secret hipster jeans. I made $23.89 on both of these items, so you can kind of figure out like half of that is each item. But these Victoria's Secret jeans. So Victoria's Secret jeans, I noticed sell very quickly, and I don't think they make the jeans anymore. And I think that that's why. So in my title on eBay, I actually put discontinued, and they did sell pretty quickly. And these were also a free Facebook Marketplace donation through quarantine. So she also bought this MNG dress. It was cute. It had a little cutout in the back, and it was like a blue stripy dress. And I made $23.89 on both of those sales, and that was after shipping and after fees. So that was really nice. And this buyer was just like the sweetest person ever. She kept messaging me, asking for measurements, but she would be so apologetic in her message, and I'm just like, please don't be sorry for asking questions. Like, that's totally fine. This is my job, you know? So anyway, on the 27th, I sold this Early November t-shirt. I made $10.11 on that sale. This was a band I used to listen to in high school. So of course, when I found the shirt, I had to buy it. On the 28th, I sold these really cool vintage Lee mom shorts. These were cool because they had like this piping detail on either side. You'll see in the picture. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see like the white piping. And I made $20.20 on those shorts, and they left me a positive feedback. On the 28th, I sold this Pampered Chef cheese grater that I found in our cabinet while trying to organize my kitchen. And I was saying, why do I have these like random kitchen objects that we don't even use, like, ever, and they're just in here taking up space? So anyway, I listed that, and it sold the very next day, and I made $8.15 on that very random cheese grater. On the 28th, I sold this Zara Man tropical t-shirt, or it wasn't a t-shirt, tropical button-down shirt. I actually made $30.44 on that shirt. That was a really good like profit, I could think, for a mall brand, which like Zara doesn't normally sell for that much. But this person actually didn't even send me an offer. They just bought it outright, so that was super cool. On the 29th, I sold this, the brand is Lucy Power. It is an exercise brand, and I think this tank top retailed for around like 100 something. It was an expensive, really expensive tank top, and it was new with tags, and it sold for $10.71. I had this probably since like last summer, so I don't know that I could recommend picking up that brand. This next sale was my most exciting sale in a very long time. If you guys follow me on Instagram at Shani Sells, and I'll put it down here. So obviously during quarantine, we're getting creative because thrift stores are closed and like we can't really do much else, right? So I came across a Facebook ad that said free stuff at the curb. And in the picture, I could see rollerblades, a Wii Fit balance board, which I know sell super quickly. And I saw other Wii items, various like video game items. So when I got there, I picked up the rollerblades, I picked up the Wii board, and I also grabbed 2 Guitar Hero controllers, which both have sold on Mercari pretty much the next day. So obviously that was a super awesome steal. When I picked up the rollerblades and I was looking up solds on them, I was in awe that these people just put these at their curb for free. But thank you to whoever you are, because these sold on eBay the very next day and I made $124.99 on these rollerblades. So a free item to $125, I will freaking take it any day. So check your Facebook. Make sure you're following your local Facebook yard sale groups. If you just search like your county and your state and then search like virtual yard sale or virtual garage sale, something like that, I have like multiples that I follow and check daily, and they'll post like free items, yard sales, things like that. So that was amazing and so exciting. Okay, so those are all my eBay sales for the week, but those rollerblades are definitely the highlight of my week. It literally made my week so much better. So that's another reason I had a much better profit week, is because I had even just that one item that was over $100 really brought my whole week up. So that is ultimately my goal, is to find more of those items and just kind of have a steady, constant stream of them selling. Okay, so moving on to Mercari, I had 4 sales last week. Mercari's been doing really well for me because, funny enough, I've been listing daily, so things have been selling pretty much daily on Mercari. And I noticed on Mercari, as opposed to Poshmark, people like things more often when they're actually ready to buy. In my opinion, it seems like they're like liking them when they're about to buy. Or Poshmark is just, people are a lot more wishy-washy and they like things just to save them for later. I notice a lot of times when someone will like something on Mercari and I will send an offer, they will accept it or counter it, so they're like ready to buy right then and there. But anyway, on the 26th, I sold this learning tablet and I made $9. So this is actually a future video I have coming up. I don't know when it will be, but this was my very first attempt at a liquidation box. I bought a box of 26 items from liquidation.com and I paid $150 including shipping, and it was for, I think it was half and half. These learning tablets, new in box, so they're basically like a kid's homeschooling educational tablet, and then the other half of the box was a kid's educational learning phone, and they were all new in box, never opened. So my idea with this was that this is a great find right now because people are homeschooling their kids. And I have sold a lot of them, but I haven't made my money back yet, so meaning I also haven't made profit yet. So I guess time will tell if this was a mistake or not, but as of right now, it's looking like it was kind of a mistake, because I've also had, I only had one of them returned to me, the tablet. One tablet was returned to me on eBay. So that's also something else you have to worry about with electronics, is people returning them, but you also worry about that with clothing. So time will tell. I'll hopefully do another update video for you guys, because I did just order my second liquidation box, so we'll see. But I made $9 after fees on that tablet. On the 29th, I sold the Guitar Hero guitar that I just told you I got for free on Facebook Marketplace, and I sold that and I made $22.50 and 100% profit. So like I said, I think I listed that May 28th and it sold the 29th, so it was amazing. And one of the Guitar Hero guitars I found, or that was free that I grabbed, didn't have what's called the dongle. It's called a dongle, and you need that to make the Wi-Fi work. So there's like the wireless controller and then the one with wires, and I had a wireless one and one with wires, but the wireless one didn't have the device it needed to make the Wi-Fi function. So I just listed that and it still sold and I still got positive feedback. So listing items as is still works. Even I know a lot of resellers that sell things for scraps. So it is possible. On the 31st, I sold this Luke Bryan tour t-shirt and I made $9.25. And on the 31st, I also sold the second Guitar Hero guitar. And I think this was the one that, I believe this was the wireless one that didn't have the device. And I made $15.30 on that guitar. My very last sale of the week was a Depop sale. I'm trying to list on Depop a little more regularly, not every day, but when I remember to and when I have an item that's, Depop is so specific. So when I have an item that's, you know, appropriate for Depop. This was a vintage Blue Chicago t-shirt. It was like a jazz t-shirt, and I thought the design was cool, and I thought the saying like Blue Chicago, I thought that was cool. And I made $11.50 on that t-shirt after fees. So that is all my sales for the week, and this was for, yeah, I don't even think I said this. It was for the week starting May 25th. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope my rant at the beginning wasn't, I hope you understood what I was trying to say. I'm sure if you're a reseller, you know what I'm talking about, and yeah, I just like to show my journey as is and be as open as I can. So that's why I'm telling you guys that like every week I don't make this amount of money. I'm sure every week those resellers that talk about making $4,000 a week don't make that much in a week. They're probably sharing their highlight reel, and that is social media, right? So take everything you see on the internet with a grain of salt. And also, the only other thing I wanted to mention is that for me personally, I'm also doing this for more than just monetary reasons. I'm doing this for my future children that I can stay home with someday when I don't have to go to a job, which there's nothing wrong with having to do that either. But for me personally, I would love to be home with them. I don't have kids yet, but I'm thinking ahead. And I always kind of wanted to be a stay-at-home mom that did something on the side for money. So yeah, and so I'm doing it for more than just that. And not only that, but just for my freedom. In my past jobs, I had a lot of experiences where I felt really out of control. So now that I'm in control of how much I make, I'm in control of, you know, when I work, what times I work, you know, how much, how little I work, all of that stuff. I just feel more stable in general. So I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but those are just me sharing my thoughts on everything, I guess. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know what your favorite item was that I sold. It's probably going to be the rollerblades because they were free and I made $125 on them. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.